blood-soaked ground, a devil stream. Fire rains, the battle calls. Demons dance as heaven falls. Choirs wail the damned ignite. Infernal's wrath, eternal night. Steel bites, the heavens quake. Flesh and bone, the earth will break. Ashes rain, the reapers feast. Darkness spreads, the crimson beast. Thunder cracks, the end draws near. Hope draws in the ocean of fear. Angels whip their wings in flame. Lost to the void, none remain. Fire rains, the battle calls. Demons dance as heaven falls. Choirs wail the damned night. Infernal's wrath, eternal Echoes fade, the war is done. A blood-red sky, a blackened sun. Souls consumed, no path to light. Hail victorious, endless night.
Sup, fuckers? Hello, 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 hello. Not too loud. How was that? Hello. Hello. How are we doing today, everybody? I hope you can hear me out there loud and clear. Let's get some music going. Hello. It's One Piece. We're talking One Piece today. Oh. Everything look fine? Yeah, I can see it now. Can I do... Oh god, I'm gonna destroy everything. No, wrong way. Yeah, right there. Perfect. Anyway, happy One Piece Day. Oh, I've been off for a couple days. I say off as if I'm doing much of anything. I got a lot of cleaning done. The past couple of days. Got a bunch of stuff done around the house. Been nice to be getting things organized. Nice to have things where I would like them. That's one of my favorite things overall. What's been going on? We took Ozzy to the vet. Ozzy was a very good boy at the vet. He was incredibly well behaved. There were dogs all around him, and he didn't seem to mind at all. He was he was drugged up. They gave us drugs so that he would be a little bit more temperamental. Ooh, I do keep on getting the XP tokens. We're playing RuneScape. I'm working on getting a bunch of experience right now. It's double XP weekend in RuneScape, and while I already finished the double XP portion of it for the most part, I still have the opportunity to gain more tokens, which I think I can then turn into more double XP. It's a whole system. It's a whole system, but it requires me to keep it going. So I'm gonna, even more. So I'm going to keep on playing some RuneScape in the background while we do some One Piece today, talk about stuff. Let's see, what's going on in the world? Riots are breaking out in Paris. That's fun. Due to the austerity measure. Austerity, I think it is the austerity measure, but they're increasing pay for parliament members in the parliament. Oops, wrong button. But they are rioting in the streets. I believe they're using a block everything tactic, and so trucks have taken to the streets. They are blocking everything that they can, making sure that service vehicles can't get through, police can't get through, causing as much mayhem as possible. So let's go Paris. It sounds like they're having a good time. Hopefully they're all being as safe as they can in these troubling times. But I believe they're calling for the resignation of Macron, if Macron already hasn't resigned. I haven't kept up quite yet, or gotten caught up on that. What else is happening? Protesters got very close to Trump. I saw a video of him waving them off. I think it was Code Pink that caught him in, I think, a restaurant. I'll see if I can pull up that video for us in a bit. This seems like a fine thing to listen to for a bit. That feels a little loud. That feels a bit better. So yes, Paris is on fire. Protesters were able to get close to Trump at some event. I'll see if I can pull up that video later, as I said. What else is going on? There are other things. Cuomo is attacking Hassan. Let's go, Hassan. We love the clout. We love these clout chasers. I mean, who really cares about like what Cuomo says, other than just like the fact that, you know, they are starting to target the left media figure, the largest left media figure. So that's exciting. That's certainly very exciting to see. So we'll probably take a look at something around that in a little bit. Ooh, there's the new cover chapter. There's a new cover art. Ooh, I love it. It's a great time to be a Yamato fan. I love him so much. Oh. I'm effing. Oh well. We've got OT page 1. I don't see Kiko here. Where's Kiko? We have our little fox friend, but where is Kiko at? You can see, is that the flower capital in the background over there? Is that just another temple? I guess just another temple. Where'd they get all these apples from? Just leaving the forest? I mean, I would say it's wonderful to see that if they just came from like an apple orchard and they got these off the trees here. It's wonderful to see that the world is healing. What was last week's cover chapter? That was 1159. So we've got One Piece to help us swallow through the bad things going on out there. There's a lot of bad things going on. We're going to be moving into Chicago. That's right. We got the Moria. We got the Moria feature last week. Anyway, I love this cover art. So happy. He's so happy. He's having such a feel-good time. He's just having a great old time. Eating some apples with his new friends. His band of samurai. I can't wait for the day where my prediction comes true and Yamato says to his new formed scabbards, all right, y'all, hang out here. You're in charge for a bit. I'm gonna go meet up with Captain Luffy. I gotta go find that guy. Oh, it's gonna be a great day when this pilgrimage is over. I wonder how long this is gonna go on for. We're at chapter 41. I mean, in theory, there's still other members that we could be picking up. Not page one, or not page one. Not who's who, because fuck that racist asshole. But Black Maria. Black Maria is a member that could be joining the Scabbards. Where's Black Maria at? I feel like it's not necessarily a replacement of the old Scabbards. Like, I think the other Scabbard members could definitely play a role in this as well, filling the ranks. But I feel like if we're leaning into more of a new generation and like finding a home for the Topiropo, this is a great way to go about things. Oh, where is King at? King, come join the come join the Scabbards. We'd love to have you. But who wins, Yamato or King? I probably give it to King. Not to get too into power scaling right now. Oh, Oswald, are you upset? Cut it out. He's upset because there's a cat walking around. He needs to be taking his nap. It's nap time, Ozzy. Ozzy, it's nap time. Don't make me pull out the drugs. So yeah, I took Ozzy to the vet. He was a very good guy. I gave him drugs for while we went. They gave him trazodone. They gave him some kind of anti-anxiety that starts with a G. I can't remember the name, but he was all drugged up, and we went into the vet's office. And while we were there, they were super kind, super sweet. It was our first time going to this vet, and they were absolutely incredible. But there were 2 dogs in the lobby, and normally when Oswald sees a dog, he doesn't like necessarily try to run up and attack them. He just gets very excited and very much wants to play, and so it's a lot of just squealing and just crying about not being able to go to them. And so there were 2 dogs in the lobby, and he was so conked out and drugged out at the moment. He just sat down on the bench and looked at them and said, "All right, I don't much care for this, but I guess we're or I don't really care that you're here. We're just all gonna live peacefully." It was a really nice moment. It was a really nice moment. Nice change of pace. So I guess I just have to drug them up every day. But we have a new One Piece chapter, and then we'll talk about news stuff, because I want to talk about One Piece right now, because I think I have thoughts. So there's other Toby Raba members. There's I don't really want to see Queen join this bunch. I think King has potentially a different place among the storyline, but the Toby Roppo joining up with Yamato seems like a nice timeline. They take over, and then Yamato gets to go out on his Odin adventure. So, One Piece, chapter 1159, The Island of Fate. Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest, Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 41. Time to munch on apples and return to the Flower Capital. If we're returning to the Flower Capital, that leads me to assume that we are potentially coming to an end on our pilgrimage. Time to munch on some apples. Time to just munch on some apples. We're just hungry. I love Ulti's fit. I wonder if Yamato's going to get a new fit at some point. An exciting thought. Yamato shows up in Elbaf. Happy day for Kevin. Especially if there's the time skip. I'm really leaning into this time skip thing ever since we saw the flashback with Shanks and Gabon, and Gabon had the comment of like, "Oh, it's only been 2 years," and Shanks said something along the lines of, "Bro, it's been 10. What are you talking about?" Ever since then, I've been very convinced that there is some kind of weird time thing that goes on in Elbaf. Especially if it gets into like weird time-space things, and the idea of like how the giants came to be through like the way like fish can continue growing. Like if there's weird space things in Elbaf, then like potentially gravity doesn't work in the same way. We've seen that happen before, like on Sky Island, but potentially through like the same way that like fish in the ocean, if they have a large environment, they don't stop growing. Maybe that's how like the giants come into being through the land of Elbaf. Who knows? I have no clue, but the idea of Yamato showing up in Elbaf after the end of his pilgrimage and helping out really brings me a lot of joy. And when that day comes, I'm going to laugh at everybody in the face. And if that day never comes, nobody else is here to here to listen to me talk about it. So we're all good. Chapter 1159, The Island of Fate. Pirate Island, full of lead, 39 years ago. Did you look everywhere? Oh wait, let me turn off the music. Did you look everywhere? Don Marlin was on last night's security team. They've all been killed. So even Don Marlin couldn't keep her safe? It's unthinkable. Who could have done this? What did you say? Our Shacky's been kidnapped. Whitebeard says, huh? What? What? Are you serious? Hello, welcome in. Oh. Oh, that's an interesting development. Thank you for the graphic warning. I won't be playing the video on stream. Thanks for stopping in, by the way. Jay Elite Sauce, welcome in. That's horrifying. Oh my god. Newsweek reportedly shot in Utah. Shot near the neck Wednesday during a student Q&A. This is in Utah? Oh gosh. I mean, I've been right in the jugular. Oh god. So yeah, I'm assuming that's probably not going well for Charlie. Have we gotten a I assume we haven't gotten any updates as far as whether he's still alive or not. Oh god. I mean, I've been wondering for a while when things are going to start escalating with, like, not necessarily in this direction. Yeah, like the idea of someone being shot in the jugular. I mean, I haven't seen the video, but the idea of being somebody being shot in the jugular and walking away from that is not a great prospect. I would say overall. Oh god. I mean, I've been wondering like when things are going to escalate. The idea of like people with masks walking up to you on the street and just having the opportunity to kidnap you willy-nilly. Like, at what point is somebody going to respond with gunshots and with violence in this way? But an escalation like this was not what I was expecting. I thought it would either be coming through the National Guard or through the it looked like a pint of immediately gushed out in a second. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know exactly how I mean, I imagine there's a hospital nearby, but if they're in Utah, hospitals are being defunded. Oh my goodness. Developing story and will be updated. Well, this is probably going to be a bad escalation. This is probably going to be a big start of a sweeping round of legislation. I'm sure this will go fine, right? Update that. Done. Anyway, that's horrifying. I guess we'll wait and see if there's any updates in the next hour or so. Oops, wrong button. Social media post. FBI Director Kash Patel said his agency is monitoring the shooting. Happened about 20 minutes into his Kirk speech. Fired from the top of the Luce Center on campus, 200 yards from where he was speaking. Oh, I really hope there wasn't a trans person. I'm assuming it's not based off statistics, but That's certainly not going. This is probably not going to go well overall. In terms of the response from the administration, anyway. Like, this was somebody that Trump knows directly. Like, Trump loves to give his anecdotes of you know, his rich friends that have been attacked in the streets or whatnot, but somebody within the circle being attacked like this is as yesterday, I was going to talk about this in a little bit, but Trump code pink yesterday. Protesters managed to find Trump managed to find Trump at his DC dinner. Is the video in here? Yeah. Free Palestine.
With a Medicare supplement insurance
Oh, not this
like
fucking
an
ad. What the
AARP
hell is
Medicare
this?
supplement.
Trump is the Hitler of our time! Free DC! Free Palestine! Trump is the Hitler of our time! Free DC! Free Palestine!
Leftist violence at its best, killing innocent refugees in subways, and now people engaging their First Amendment rights. I don't know what you mean by leftist violence at its best. Conservatives and the Republicans are the ones inflicting violence right now.
Time to go. Time to go.
Anyway, protesters were able to get into the DC, Trump's DC dinner, and closest we've seen him been good to him. But here we see them being taken out by security, but...
With a Medicare supplement insurance plan like an
Let me go back to YouTube so I can get off these fucking ads. Can I get the video, please? Yeah, here we go. The cabinet dinner. Oops.
Free DC! Free Palestine!
I like his the look of a psychopath here, right? the just like the sideways smirk of just like, are you serious? Are you really here? Are you really doing this right now?
Trump is the Hitler of our time! Free DC! Free Palestine! Trump is the Hitler of our time!
Oh wait, did I see?
Trump is the Hitler!
I thought I saw a mark on his hand again.
What do you want your legacy to be?
Let's go. Let's go.
Waving them away, getting them out.
He's terrorizing communities!
Anyway, shout out to Code Pink.
He's terrorizing communities!
Time to
Love to
go.
see it.
Time to go.
Love to see it.
Let's go.
Free DC! Free
Anyway.
Palestine!
I'm gonna go back to talking about One Piece. Our Shaki's been kidnapped. Charlie Kirk has been shot. Charlie Kirk has been shot at in Utah at a speaking engagement. Like in the past 20-30 minutes, I think. So things are apparently, I haven't seen the video yet, but as a previous chatter told me, apparently he was shot in the neck, right into the jugular, and the video is quite graphic, and apparently he lost a lot of blood immediately. So I can't imagine he's doing too great. But apparently he was shot from 200 yards away on top of a different building. At least that's where the fire shots came from. But Kash Patel's commented on it, saying that they're going to be looking into it, obviously. But I can't imagine this is going to play out well in terms of the reaction from the administration. And this led me into talking about Code Pink, a protest organization group from, I think, a bunch of liberal-leaning activists. They were able to get into a Trump DC dinner and go in and I assume scare him, and they waved them out through security, but holes appearing suddenly in the administration as we approach more fascistic times, and as gun violence and escalations are sure to only continue and go up. I'm sure this is gonna play out well. So in the middle of all that happening, I was reading the new One Piece chapter. So I'm gonna pick back up reading the One Piece chapter. I'll probably be doing that for about 30 minutes or so. Then I'll be going back to talk about the news, see if there's any more Charlie Kirk updates, as well as talk about the protests and riots in Paris and Nepal right now. So looking forward to that. But hope you're doing well, Master Liberty. Hope you're staying safe. Hope everything's going all right and you're enjoying the nice fall weather. Hopefully it's nice fall weather where you are. I walked out this morning. There was a strong breeze and it was about 67 degrees. It felt incredible. It made me want to carve a pumpkin and get a bunch of hot chocolate, like the cheap hot chocolate. What is it? Swiss? I want to say Swiss Army, but the Swiss hot chocolate from the grocery store. Anyway, so I'm gonna read some One Piece right now. Our Shaki has been kidnapped, you say? This crime happened within a window of just a few hours. But without any clues to solve the mystery, the pirates could only wail and gnash their teeth in anger. Please be safe, Shaki, please! We see Gloriosa crying. We see somebody counting money. Who's that counting money? I don't recognize them. I don't even recognize them. I'm sure it's fine. Damn it, Rox. What are you doing over there? I'll tear you to pieces. The news swiftly crossed the seas. Shaki. Kuja Pirate Empress. Smiles vanished from the faces of all the crestfallen people. And it was said that all economic activity around the world went stagnant for weeks. 1 year later, God Valley in the West Blue. Oh, Garling, I'm so happy to see you. I always believed you would come back. Shamrock, Shanks, it's your father. You had twins? They're adorable. Yes, and they're yours. Now you can live here with me. Oh, if they're living anywhere, it won't be here. This island will cease to exist soon. Huh? Huh? Oh, look at that psychopathic smile of just the state, oh god, of just the declaration of it happening. Just the information. And I've already special ordered a wife who is befitting of me. All I have to do is make her mine to win this competition. All I have to do to make her mine is win this competition. Oh, Shaki! The God Valley incident was caused because of Shaki. Of course it was. I knew that was gonna happen, but god damn it. Can't have a single fucking mother in this story. Can't have a single goddamn mom. Oda, stop hurting our women. Oh, Garling. Oh, go fuck yourself. I hate you, Garling. Oh, I hate you, Garling. Garling can go fuck himself. I'm so happy to see you. You had twins that... Oh, God. I'll come back to this. Oh, goodness. Wow. The image is Garling killing Shanks and Shamrock's mother. Ozzy, what are you doing in there? Settle down, bud. Begin the preparations. Yes, sir. Disembarking now. The world government's navy ships are here? Yes, they've got the whole island surrounded. Is there some wanted criminal on the island? Bring the children indoors. Use only tranquilizer rounds. Apprehend those who do not resist. Oh, yeah. Apprehend those who do not resist. Oh. Lieutenant Commander, what is the purpose of this operation? It's training, and you're in no position to ask questions, Rook. But sir, platoon leader, what is this kid's problem? I'm sorry, sir. I'll give him a talking to. Oh, you there. What's happening? Eek, thud. Don't resist. Just stay put. Huh? Run for it. They're arresting everyone. But why? They just look like normal civilians to me. Stop thinking. Individual thoughts will only distract from the will of the group. Focus on completing the mission. But... You know, it's funny we're seeing this happen right now as citizens around the world are being arrested. As citizens around the world are being wrongfully imprisoned for doing nothing wrong. As we see out of Georgia. Anyway, as we were saying, talking about One Piece. No. No. Damn you, Bloomberg. Damn you, Bloomberg.
South Korea.
Anyway, as we're reading One Piece and we're seeing a mass arresting happen, as indiscriminate arresting happens, it reminds me of what we're seeing happening in the U.S. right now as we indiscriminately arrest every migrant worker that happens to work at a Hyundai facility. Pretty wild. It's almost like One Piece is like the greatest story ever for anybody that hasn't read it yet. Focus on completing the mission. Stop thinking. Individual thoughts only distract from the will of the group, they say to a fellow Marine officer as, you know, our Gestapo police force hire people with a $50,000 signing bonus. Huff, huff. It's fine. They're tranquilizer rounds. I'm not killing anyone. Navy sailor. Monkey D. Dragon, future Revolutionary Army commander and father of Luffy. Spoilers out there for everyone just tuning in. I'm sorry about this. If you allow us to arrest you, I won't have to shoot. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm leaving the island, out of the way. Shoomp, shoomp, huff, huff. Put on your mask. We're using tear gas. Oh, escalation from the side of the oppressors. How interesting. Now they're using chemical warfare on their citizens. Where have I seen this happen before? Navy prison ship. In parentheses, carrying slaves. Beep, 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 boop. Did I just hear someone? Hey, bro, Ginny, you're all right. Yeah, it all worked out. The intel agent should come by to get us later. Would you kids shut up? Don't ruin things for the rest of us. You're going to get us all punished, too. Punished? You fool, we're all going to die. If you don't try to learn where this ship is going and you don't even struggle to survive, what makes you think you'll be lucky enough to make it out? Don't play games with miracles. Hang on, bro. The prisoners are rioting. I didn't know that slaves could be so feisty, Kuma thinks. Cypherpol Intelligence Agency. Oh, yeah? You heard some incredible intel. What is it this time? Don't play dumb. I know you people picked it up too. Now pay up. You want me to sit on this scoop, don't you? How does some kid's local paper with a fancy name get intel network like that? Careful or they'll snuff you out. Either way, I'm leaking this to Pirate Island. Morgan's president of... Morgan's, a little baby Morgan's is here. We love the idea of, again, the oppressors silencing journalists and silencing methods of communication between people. As Cuomo starts to go after Hassan, as the most outwardly biggest left-leaning speaker and commentator is being attacked by political figures. Crazy. This is only going to get worse. yeah, it is. It's only going to get worse. All of it's only going to get worse, especially with escalations taking place. So Shaggy's still alive? Are you serious? What a relief. Where is she now? God Valley? Where is that? That seems fishy. You sure about your source? The Navy's been taking action, so it seems solid. She's a prize in the Celestial Dragon's game? So that means whoever kidnapped her was with the government, damn it. Shaggy! It's the Celestial Dragon's manhunt. I always thought that was just a tall tale. They've got devil fruits too, Kaido. You wanted one, didn't you? What powers are they? Could be good for my kids too, Big Mom thinks. And you're sure it's not a trap? Shut up. If you're not committed, stay here. The rest of us are going to God Valley. The Roger Pirates. Hey, Gabon, where's God Valley? Not close, but I'll make sure we're in time. I do not believe Kirk survived. No way, Kirk. I can't believe that he did. I don't think it could be true. For a second, I thought you meant Captain Kirk from Star Trek because I momentarily forgot about the news, but then then it came back to me. Not close, but I'll make sure we're in time. We're going, right, boys? No question. So Rox is on the move. Don't let him get the jump on us. It took just the tiniest bit of classified intel. We didn't think Roger would get involved. Lead with that next time. I'm going, says Garp, to set off all the fiercest warriors of the sea. It's a giant ship. Who cares? Sink 'em. No, wait. What is it, Rox? Don't slow us down. I was told to stop a certain pirate crew that was infatuated with a single woman, Rox. If we make use of our strength, it would be child's play to sink your tiny ship. Do you see that boat in the distance? We've got government monitors. And do you think this is winning you points with the world government? Don't estimate what we can do, King of the Giant Oafs. Does it please you to serve the government that sits on its comfortable perch and watches us destroy one another? I suppose it does, because you're the madman who wants to help change Elbaf, no matter what. Now, can we talk in private? Parlay? Do we have a parlay on our hands? I'm sure you've heard where we're going and why. Well, I'm only going to tell this next part to you. It's not even for my own crew to hear. What is His Majesty talking about over there? Well, la-dee-da, he's having a toast, while my beloved Shaggy is waiting to be rescued. The truth is, I've got a hidden name. Davy D. Zabek. Wow, Davy D. Zabek. So they called him a follower of Davy Jones. It's the name of a clan that I suspect the world government has long tried to cover up. The descendants of the legendary pirate Davy D. Jones. We took root in the criminal underworld and continue to eke out a living even today. I'm thinking. I'm using all of my brain power to process what I'm learning right now. Each and every brain cell I have is all coming together for all my neurons are firing. The descendants of the legendary pirate Davy D. Jones. Oh God. But what is the D? We still don't know what the D. We took root. It's the name of a clan that I suspect the descendants of the legendary pirate. Okay. My timing was either great or terrible. You see, 2 years ago, I had a kid. And to make sure that danger couldn't befall them both, I sent my wife and child to my homeland and told them to seek the Davy clan for help. I see. So your kin and your wife and child are there in your homeland. And why would you admit this exploitable weakness to me? My home is God Valley. So the government did this as a means to lure you into their clutches? Nah, the celestial dragons are converging on the island. They don't want me coming there. That was a miscalculation on their part. It feels as though some great act of fate is pulling all the strings behind the scenes. Kidnapping Shaki was their fatal mistake. As long as my wife and kid escape, I don't care about the rest. Whoever's side fortune is on, Harold, it doesn't feel like mine. So lend me your aid. I refuse. I'd rather sink your ship right now. That's your choice? So be it. Don't attack him, huh? You soft coward. I assume that means rocks attacked the giant ship? Though hard to believe, once every 3 years, the Celestial Dragons choose an island rich in resources and unaffiliated with the government and carry out a manhunt. Game there, slaughtering all the natives. Somebody help, this can't be happening. In addition to the rare and exotic devil fruits, we have our grand prize of the event. Hailing from the Isle of Women within the calm belt of the Grand Line, the previous Empress of the Amazons, praised to be the most beautiful woman in the world. Her name is Shakuyaku. Ah, she is so beautiful. I want her. All the celestial dragons yell. The day of the God Valley incident, she was kept in pristine condition after being caught. Oh, there's what's his name. Take her for a wife or make her a slave. The decision is yours. She was kept in pristine condition after being caught. Of truly elite prize. She's perfect. Win her and bring her home into the Shepherd family, Summers. Don't be stupid. If I win, she's my slave. She's my wife. Stop dreaming, Summers. With you here, Gunko, we might win the trophy in the family competition. Gunko. So is this Gunko? Gunko, what are you doing here, Gunko? Please, get my children off this island. Don't let him have them. Come here, Teach. It's all right. You have to live through this. Lastly, every world noble is aware of them. In addition to the Buccaneer boy serving as a super rare rabbit in this contest, we have another target who's been found at long last after 800 years. The Davy clan. So, oh my god, is that what the D is? It's upon us. Guillotines are being sharpened in Paris right now. The day is upon us. The Davy clan. Oh, the Davy clan. Okay, I need to sit with my thoughts on this for a bit. I think this might be my first One Piece video I do. This, how many pages was it? This is a crazy chapter. I need to sit with my thoughts on this one. I also don't have too much longer to stream today. What time is it? 3:30 already? I've got another like 45 minutes, an hour maybe. I'm playing some RuneScape while I talk in the background. I live in Georgia, and it was absolutely sickening to watch the Nazis come over and come to a Hyundai plant and attack a bunch of poor migrants. Like these are people that have been brought over here specifically to help train American workers, and they have been chained up in a manner of dehumanization.
Raid on a Hyundai plant last week. More than 300 South Korean workers were detained during that raid, suspected of living and working in the U.S. illegally. For more on this, let's bring in CBS News foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio. Ramy, good morning. Where does all of this leave relations between Washington and Seoul?
Errol, yeah, well, this is a low point right now in at least recent U.S.-South Korea relations, and really, relations are hugely important, we know, not just in politics, but also defense, vis-a-vis North Korea, vis-a-vis China, and also in business. For example, South Korea was the U.S.'s sixth biggest trading partner last year, and just over the summer in July, Seoul actually pledged to invest $350 billion in the U.S. as part of a trade and tariff deal. So this is definitely putting ties into a spin. And as those some 300 South Koreans wait for that charter flight to go home, South Korea's President Lee Jae-myung has weighed in. He said he feels what he calls a great responsibility for these people. Some who we can see there were shackled, and he called American treatment of them an unfair infringement of our people and our corporate activities. Now, after that ICE raid at that Hyundai plant, DHS said that this was the biggest single site enforcement
There's no
action
way South
in the
Korea isn't,
history.
incredibly pissed. Like, imagine you send workers over to another country to help train the people that live in their country, and upon your workers getting there, they are chained up. They are targeted by racial profiling and arrested indiscriminately and led into jail. Like like if this had happened to American citizens in another country, we would be having invasions upon them. It would be a matter of military action, but we're willing to do like what this is happening as Putin, Xi, and Kim Jong-un are all breaking bread together and like laughing at the downfall of America. Now we're alienating our South Korean partners even further, as we alienate Japan, as we alienate all of Asia. The anti-America coalition, of Asia coming together and partner against us is looking more and more likely, as India doesn't really seem to care about working with us too much. They can work with us, but like if it's more beneficial for them to work with China and other countries in Asia and stay landlocked to Russia or to Europe, Asia, not deal so much with America, I feel like at a certain point they're going to view that as a net benefit.
Of the department,
especially if you just continue arresting.
Break it down is that workers overstayed
workers
their
indiscriminately.
visas. Some were called
We just started getting word just a couple of moments ago that Charlie Kirk has been shot. We have very few details so far coming in on this. We're dependent on witnesses at Utah Valley University, and he was speaking in front of a crowd. And in that moment, and correct me if I'm wrong, he was speaking about obviously trans issues in the country today. When a shot or shots rang out, and we can now confirm via Jason Chaffetz, who was at the event at Utah Valley University, that shots rang out as Charlie was talking about transgender mass shootings. Per Jason Chaffetz, a witness there, says he can't say that he saw blood.
I mean, thoughts and prayers to the Kirk family. That's the best thing to offer, right? Bro voted for Bernie Flanders. That's what they called me in high school. Thoughts and prayers to Charlie Kirk. I'm sure it'll help. Sure it'll heal his wounds.
He saw him get. He can't say also that he saw him get shot, but he did hear the gunshot ring out, and he was watching Charlie, and then he fell back and to the left. We're giving you exactly the details we have from a firsthand account. Jason Chaffetz, what's that? Okay, Utah Valley University. Obviously, we are praying for Charlie Kirk as we do get word of this. Nicole
I'm
Parker was
praying.
with us
I
earlier.
know
We're
I
bringing
am.
her back on this. Bear with us as
That's
we're
wild.
just getting.
I mean, like, every time this happens, every time there's another mass shooting, regardless of who it happens to or who it happens for, the fact that we're not addressing the actual issue of the access to guns in this country, and anybody that I talk to that isn't a complete psychopath can see the actual issue at place. The video is rough. Oh, I've heard the video is horrifying. I'm not excited to watch it by any means. No, I mean, nobody deserves that, but like when you build a career out of like maintaining people's access to guns, maintaining the establishment to like make sure that access isn't impeded, and like make sure that safety precautions and safety measures aren't met, and you like spew hateful rhetoric, and we have like a mental illness crisis in this country. Like, I don't really like, it's awful that it happened to him. I would never condone violence, but I'm also just sort of left with a air of like, well, you reap what you sow. Like, I mean, if you're going to be the one that advocates for that, if it's going to happen, I would rather it happen to the person advocating for it than it happening to, the 7-year-olds in classrooms. Obviously, violence shouldn't be taken to anybody by any means, any case whatsoever. I never condone violence of any kind, but it's important to be able to find the funny parts of things in the end times. But no, I mean, the sheer trauma behind it, I'm sure, is absolutely horrifying. Even if he does survive the again, trauma of the aspect, I'm sure is very life altering. What are other people saying about it? Let's see. Homan reveals shocking statistics on ICE criminals. I'll pull that up for later. Charlie Kirk news. Anybody got anything?
Apologize for my tardiness today. Thanks for being here. Another packed room.
Not Charlie Kurd. News now. News now. Na-dee-na-dee-na. Hospitalized, shot. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's really any new updates. JD Vance says to say a prayer. Thank you, JD Vance. See, like, it happens to their own people. It's extremely unlikely. Like, it happens to their own people, and their response is the same thing it is to anything else, because like they know the option isn't a matter of like actually like changing the system and making sure that people can't have access to guns. It's just the same old, same old. At least they're consistent. I couldn't agree more there. A day ago. Let's see what Charlie had to say a day ago on the stabbing that happened. That I believe now Trump is calling for the death penalty for this person.
The stabbing murder of the 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee Irina Zarutska, a young white lady who was stabbed to death by a black criminal, by a complete stranger on a train in Charlotte. Now, you might have not seen this footage yet. This is becoming national news, and the left is doing everything they possibly can not to talk about it. The media is very...
I like the framing already of Charlie... of a black criminal, making sure to describe the attacker as such.
...comfortable about this story. If you watch this video...
I don't want to
this
see
guy
any
was
kind of
sitting
footage
minding
around it.
from this way. You can create a society and a culture where you can get on a
Not to
train
say
or a
that he
subway
wasn't a criminal,
and not
but
be Irina Zarutska and get stabbed
I feel
to
like
death
it's,
in the
you know,
neck
easy enough to say
because some
attacker.
black criminal decides, I'm just going to go do it. 14 times he was previously arrested. And all of the Koch brother funded stabbed to death.
Right.
And by the way, the other sick part, which has now become the new urban way, everyone just kind of sat around and didn't administer first aid for 90 seconds. Just glued to their phones. We don't have to live this way. She survived a war but couldn't survive progressive criminal justice reform. We should be more like Seoul in Tokyo. the focus of our leaders trying to say, well, we need criminal justice reform. We need more people in jail. We do not have enough people in prison in America.
What? we need, that's your answer to this this specific attack that happened, was we need more people in prison specifically. We do not have enough prisoners.
We do not have enough people in jail. We don't have enough people that are arrested on the side of the streets. That is a constant theme of this program. President Trump makes
Well, good news. They made racially profiling legal, so. I only believe in temporary gun control measures to fix the mental health issues so we can then phase them out, but that is what I personally believe. I mean, the way I see gun control, so like my ideal system is, you know, people have guns, people have access to guns. I don't think, you know, we need guns at a certain like magazine capacity or firing capacity. You know, I'm not too into like hunting for sport, but I also like am not going to stop anybody hunting for sport. But like a high capacity gun at that level, like as anybody that has gone hunting would tell you, that's only going to ruin your hunting chances by, you know, spraying wildly with automatic weapons. And so like, I don't necessarily see the need for weapons of a certain caliber for the general public to be able to like mass consume and use and commodify. It feels like just a way to glorify guns in the way that we have now. But by the same notion, I have no problem with people having like, you know, rifles and pistols. But I think if you're going to have rifles and pistols, one, you need to, I would say the same rules for it as like a driver's license. You need to go and you need to take a class if you don't have any kind of like military or law enforcement training already on like, you know, just safety precautions on how to handle guns, on how to like, you know, trigger discipline, on making sure you understand gun safety, that you're like the mechanism of gun safety, like making sure that somebody has been trained in the thing that they're going to be carrying seems like a decent step, seems like a reasonable step, I would say. And, you know, just again, same with the driver's license, that needs to be checked up on every couple years. You know, at a certain point, grandpa needs to have the gun taken away. I again, any reasonable person I don't think would disagree with me there. But in terms of like mental health issues, this is exactly what this would solve, is making sure that the people that don't need guns don't get guns. Well, I would prefer that the prefatory clause of the second is reinstated before I give any ground on that. What was the prefatory clause? Being necessary. Oh, yes. I forgot the wording, the name of it. So like my thoughts on that are like right now, even if we wanted to have like a well-regulated militia that would be able to like fight against the government, like what the fuck are we gonna do with drones? Like, or against drone warfare? Like the idea of us being able to keep pace with our government only, I think, works if you go like the very libertarian route of like everybody gets a nuke. That's at least where I see the end goal of that going to. I mean, I understand like the idea of having a well-regulated militia, but National Guard is state militia and the state charters militia units. Well, sure, but this is specifically referring to like making sure that the people have the power as opposed to still has some of you want to look them up. Yeah, absolutely. Road, state militia. Independent military organizations. Ceremonial honor. I think I might be on the I might be on the wrong section of the chartered organizations. Newport Artillery Company, thank you. Thank you. boop, boop. Newport serve as a nursery of skillful officers. What about today? Newport's enduring legacy in 2000. Huh. Let's go militias. We need more militias out there. No, I mean I understand like the point of the Second Amendment for the purpose of a militia and like being able to maintain defense against an authoritarian government, but they Karma is a bitch and she grabbed her shoe, all I will say. I don't know who you're talking about. Are you who grabbed her shoe? What about a shoe? Oh, regarding the Charlie stuff? I don't know anything about a shoe regarding the Charlie stuff. That being said, I also haven't seen the video yet. I'm waiting till I get off stream to actually watch the video today. Because I've heard it's graphic. Footage leaked. I mean, I saw that, or I heard the video was and heard details, but yeah, I can't imagine based off what I've heard of the happenings that he's doing all right or alive at all. But again, the escalation that comes from this is what I'm quite concerned about. Are there any true social posts from Trump yet? Social Trump posts. No, let me. Let's see. Featured ad. We almost pray. Who's been shot? A great guy from top to bottom. God bless him. All right. Well, if you've heard the president, everyone, thoughts and prayers to Charlie Kirk. That's all we can do right now. That's all that we can accomplish, unfortunately. Whoever did it had practice, like dead in the vein. Well, apparently the shots fired were from like 200 yards away. From across the way in a building. I lost my browser. Where did my browser go? There's my browser. I found it, don't worry.
Irrevocably in love with him.
Don't you worry. I mean, if they have access to roof buildings on campus, I can't imagine they, didn't give it a first attempt, or at least, a good look over. A good old-fashioned Boy Scout 1-2.
Jonathan.
Martha, a stunning scene unfolding at Utah Valley University in Orem, which is just about 30 minutes.
Yeah, and today was actually the start of his
Trigger warning, violence
tour. He was kicking that off today at Utah Valley University, and he's become famous online for when he does these. These are when he sets those tables up and has his Prove Me Wrong table. We've seen Charlie Kirk be so willing to debate anybody, anywhere, anytime in a common professional manner and talk about any topics that sometimes are a little uncomfortable for people. So he was kicking that off at Utah Valley University today. We've got Jason Chaffetz on the phone. Jason, we were reading some of your social media posts. You were there, you witnessed this, what happened?
Well, there's, it's a good crowd. A lot of people were chanting his name. I was there, my daughter was there, son-in-law's there.
I have the footage if you want it. He was hit twice for sure.
It's we were excited, and people were there.
Would you link it in? Would you link it in chat?
And, he He came out.
That would be
throwing
wonderful.
hats,
Thank you.
riling up the crowd. He took his first question, which was, I have to catch my breath trying to run into the house. Here.
Oh my God.
You know, he took the first question, which
yeah.
was a religious question, and then he got to the second question.
Thank you for sending
which
me
was
that.
about
Oh, that was.
30
Oh
minutes
yeah,
into his
that's.
presentation, 2:30 local time, and the question was about transgender.
That's horrifying.
Shooters, mass killers.
Thanks. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I can't imagine him getting back up from that one. Well,
when that
thoughts
happened,
and
when
thoughts
that
and prayers, as
question
the
came out,
president,
and,
good old president
you know,
said.
he's going to have the interaction. One shot.
Our
I was
glorious
watching
leader
Charlie.
will
I can't
defend
say that
us
I
tooth
saw
and nail
blood.
as we
I
see.
can't say that I saw
Upon
him
one of his
get hit,
close
but I did
friends, a
see
great
him
guy from
fall
top. Oh,
immediately
neither do I.
backwards into his lap.
I'm being sarcastic.
And I can just hope and pray
you heard it from the president
somehow
himself.
he
Great guy,
survived
top
that.
from
Oh my
top to
God,
bottom.
we're all
But
praying. He's married to his wife Erica for 4 years now. Jason,
overall,
obviously, you're visibly.
Again,
very
when your
obviously,
platform
having
is,
just witnessed
we're not
this.
going
Married
to
Erica for 4
we're not
years,
going
2
to take
children,
away
a son and
guns.
a
We're not
daughter.
going to defend
All we can do is pray
people
right
from
now until we get
guns.
an
We're
update
not
on
going
what
to
exactly
do
happened
anything
here
about the
in
gun
his
epidemic
condition.
except for offer
Although
thoughts
there
and
are
prayers.
reports
That's
that he
all I
was
have to offer
ushered
you
off
when
by
it
his
happens to
security
you.
team, and if shot,
You know,
obviously,
our
hoping he's
government
getting
officials are
immediate
fine with it
medical
happening
help.
to our
There are
citizenry for
obviously,
years
Jason,
and
starting to be
years.
some pictures emerging online of the moment when this happened. There are even some photos of a man who was hauled off after this happened. So we're waiting on details and facts as this story develops. But we know Charlie. We've
Can't
seen
even
and
blame
heard
it on the
from
libs
many
as it's
times
in a
over
deep
the
rep
years.
state. I've
He's
been
been
waiting
a
for them
very
to come out. You know, there apparently he was at the time of the attack. He was talking about trans mass shootings at the time the shot was fired. And so like I am interested to see what's going to come out as far as like, because Kash Patel has already said that he's on it. If it's actually going to turn out being that it's somebody on their side, or if it's going to just, you know, be a trans furry who identifies as a cat, and they're going to plaster the image of some, you know, some person all over Fox News and blame it on trans people. That's my assumption anyway. Is if that's there's any way that they can make it about that, they absolutely will. Too precise to be a normal person. I mean, from 200 yards away, that's a pretty good shot. That's certain, and from elevated position like that, but absolutely horrifying. I don't condone violence by any means, especially while live on the internet. But you know, overall, it feels like a net positive. I remember one time I was having a conversation with I believe they were Catholic, but I was having a conversation with them, and they were asking me if how I would feel about certain people dying, and my response of not caring about certain people was very alarming for them. To which I respond like, "Sorry, I'm simply not going to care about the day that Putin's killed." I'm not. I think this conversation came up because there was a rumor going around that like Kim Jong-un had like brain surgery or something, and that he was dead, but 7 mile wind. It's not fast wind, but I mean, I've done golfing. I've gone golfing, and any wind whatsoever, if you're going over distances, is going to play a big factor, or at least a factor that somebody that doesn't have practice wouldn't be able to anticipate. You know what I mean? Like the difference between like the common person's understanding of shooting from like their base knowledge of Call of Duty versus like base knowledge of like Battlefield, just the difference between like point and click versus like shot drop is such a like minuscule aspect when it comes to actually like firing any kind of gun in real life. So like the idea that it's just some college student seems unlikely, but it's also in Utah, so who knows. Can't wait for the gun debate to start back up. I legit just put down the history book on the second. Fun, totally. Yeah, it's one of those things, like, I don't care about guns. And so, like, and I don't care about guns in the same way that I don't really care about sports. I understand some people have a love for them and care about them And I get it. You know, I like a silly story about pirates. We all have our interests. But I'll never forgive transphobes for making me learn about sports. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't want to learn about sports, but the way that transphobes have made me have to learn about the conversation of sports, I feel the same way about guns. Like, I don't really care about guns, but I have to learn about guns to some extent, just so I can have these conversations with people that do understand guns. Because if I don't have some base knowledge, then, you know, I just get called like a pussy-footed liberal that doesn't have, you know, any experience. Luckily, I grew up in the South, so I have some idea, but I don't care for much for them either, but I like studying the Constitution. Fair enough. I mean, I like studying all these things as well, to some extent. Maybe not the guns and sports stuff, but more so on the, you know, trans rights, on the goal of moving towards communism as opposed to capitalism. Those are the things that get me hot and bothered. In the middle of the night, I wake up thinking of them.
Isn't conservative through the Trump movement.
But yeah, I mean, like, if you
students and
again,
to
if
your
you have a
point, Jason,
foundation
you
built
said
on
he came
hate,
to
when you're met
town,
with
we came
hate,
to listen.
what are you to
He
expect when
has
your
an
words
enormous
lead to
following
violence,
and
be
so
enacted
many supporters,
against
that
marginalized
obviously
people?
would be praying for
What do
him
you
right now,
expect? Like,
Jason.
you're a mouthpiece
Well,
for
I
the
traded text
for the
messages
for the
with
side
him.
of hate and
I
for the
traded
side of
text messages with him ahead of
disenfranchisement,
time,
and
I said, hey, Charlie, I hope
it simply comes down to a matter of access. Like, as
our
people get
family
more
likes to see you
desperate, people are
again,
going to be willing to do more things in order to make
we
their
still
voices heard,
like
if they,
to
especially if they
again.
feel
So,
voiceless.
he,
They can't call for gun restrictions.
said
They
he was
piss
gonna
off their
go for a
voters,
few
but if
hours
they
and,
don't,
you know,
but
maybe
they
we
talk
could
about
see
gun
him
restrictions, they're
afterwards.
fucked. Yeah, that's sort of
but,
a nice little
it's
picnic that
just-
we got from the
He's there doing.
That was a nice little picnic. I'm missing my earbud, so I had to turn off the. I forgot it was playing. That's one of the funny things that we saw from the actual shooting that was in. I keep on forgetting. Was it in Michigan? From the person that I believe deconverted and wasn't trans, but they thought they were for a bit. That led in the conversation after Trump had his stroke and after Trump was walking again. That led in the conversation of him saying, "Okay, well, we need to take away gun rights for trans people." And you had the NRA saying, "No, we're not doing that." Like they got a little taste of what happens if they go down the restrictions for gun route. And I think that might actually be a hard line from most Republicans. Like, I don't think most Republicans have the sort of foundation for like the dichotomy and the nuances of the free speech argument, but the don't take our guns away feels like a pretty hard line, a pretty strong one anyway. Oh, of course. I mean, we're under capitalism. Every organization is pro money. Like, I can tell you the original language of the second, get you the Articles of Confederation, Militia Clause, and how it influenced the Constitution. Cool little nuances that the militia clauses had. Yeah, I do like the structure of some of these things, and the foundations. Like, I have a interest in the way that the structures are built, mostly so I can tear them down. You know, I used to be a carpenter, and if I knew how the structure was made, it was a lot easier once strike came around for the end of the show to tear it all down. Capitalism is a fucking disease, and we got to cut it out with a scalpel. God Overlord Cheese Weeb, I've DM'd you in Discord. Hell yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't been on Discord in a couple days. I wasn't feeling too well over the weekend, unfortunately. I'm also a boomer, so I also don't know. I also don't know how to use Discord, so that's a part of the problem as well. I'll work on that. I did just message you back though. I did see your username. 30. I'm 30. 30 years old. Oh, hey, I appreciate it. I'll take 26-ish. I've been called worse things. No, I just turned 30, about to be 31 the next year. I do have a funny number birthday, June 9th, 69. I was born on 69, June 9th. That's my birthday. Yeah, my birthday is June 9th, and then my best friend's birthday is April 20th. April 20th, 420. 42069, blaze it. 94? Hell yeah, let's go 94. I like 95. 95 was the year of the boar. What was the, hey, April 10th, let's go. What was the 94 Zodiac? Zodiac. Dog. Dog. Year of the dog. Good year. Good year to be a part of. I always like the Chinese zodiac more than astrology. But I think that's just because I like animals. I like animals more than stars. I prefer animals over stars, but I remember when I was in high school, my first day of high school, I went to Spanish class. I was a freshman, and my birthday is June 9th. And I walk in, and in Spanish class, we would play music at the start of every class. We would play a Spanish song, and we would go through a rotation of who got to play what song based off of birthdays. And the third person the teacher asked what their birthday was, they say, oh, my birthday is June 9th. And I'm at the end of the class, and I think, oh, this is crazy. We have two people in the same class whose birthday is June 9th. This is going to be crazy when it gets to me. I'll get to make a show of it. I'll get to, all right, let's do this. And then a couple people later, somebody says, my birthday's June 9th too. And I think, oh my God, this is crazy. This is the moment. This is what it's all been leading towards. This is going to be hilarious. And time goes on. Eventually it works its way over to me, and I'm getting ready, and the teacher says, all right, what was your name? Kevin, what is your birthday? And I say, my birthday is also June 9th. And the teacher says, cut it out. It's not funny anymore. Quit joking around. What's your birthday? What is your birthday? And I said, my birthday is June 9th. And the teacher said, get out in the hallway. Teacher said, get out of here. And I said, okay, I can go wait in the hallway. So I go wait in the hallway. And about 5 minutes later, the teacher comes out, and she looks at me and says, I'm so sorry. I thought you were joking with me. I thought it was a first day of school. You can go back in. It was absolutely heartbreaking though. And so then I was, then I was plastered. My first day of high school as a kid that got sent in the hallway. Heartbreaking. Shooter has been caught. They cannot spin it at all. The shooter has been caught, it seems. What is this? Thank you for providing the video. Well, old guy, presumably military, based off the shooting, based off of the attack. Well, damn. Is there a shooter caught? We're no coverage on the shooter being caught yet. Yeah, this is horrifying, as New York Post put it. Again, the escalation that comes from this, I think, is the really scary part. It's a fact. Most shooters or perpetrators of shootings are cisgender white men. Oh, absolutely. And that's, we can't talk about those. And whenever that happens, it needs to be thoughts and prayers. But whenever a person that is mistakenly identified as trans on the news shoots somebody in a church setting, that's when actions need to actually be taken. That's when we need to get the guns out of trans people's hands, because they actually pose a threat. The 3 trans shooters as opposed to the 8,000 cis white male shooters. Let's focus on the 3. The hypocrisy is everywhere. Like the party is built on mass psychosis and just disbelief of everything and logic. And so, like, I've really been struggling as I've been streaming more often, as I've been talking to people in my community more often, about the fact that you can't talk to them with logic and reason, because there is no logic and reason in their base. There is no logic and reason in their moral foundations. Like, I can have a conversation with somebody about the nuances, as I have in my chat here, about like our disagreements around the Second Amendment and what like regulation looks like, and what that means, but also like have an understanding of like some type of regulation being necessary, or some type of structure needing to be had. But most shooters are generally old school Republican. Oh yeah, absolutely. No, it's not just cis white gendered men. It's specifically, generally speaking, right leaning white men, because I mean they're the most marginalized members of society. Obviously, didn't y'all know? The old right, not the new right. Old school. I mean, I think that very much like I look at old school boomers versus like new gen Republicans, and like I think that there was a lot more desensitization. Try saying that 5 times fast. I'm never going to try saying that again, because I we all saw how that went just moments ago. But when you look at like the way that boomers saw life, and the way that boomers experienced life through like watching D-Day happen, the idea that your life isn't as significant as others, or the idea that your life doesn't matter at all, is a lot more prevalent, I think, than a world that has a lot more hyper individualized nation rising up. And so like I think if you were to look at the older Republicans versus younger Republicans, overall, you would probably see a more of a value in life to some extent. I don't think that extends very far for some of these, fascist little Andrew Tate morons, but again, that sort of hyper individualistic aspect, I think, is taking over to a larger extent, and so you do have a smaller faction of the younger Republicans that are more willing or interested in doing something like that. To that extent. But for an older generation that still has that dehumanization, or that desensitization to violence around them, a lot more easy to go about these sort of things. Also, the way in which like we have access to media, the way in which special effects are nowadays. Like we have a general understanding of what actions along these lines look like without actually having to watch them in real time. And I think to some extent that breeds some level of empathy. Like I never got on board with the if you play violent video games that makes you a violent person timeline. I was and along the same another update just now, shooter may not be shooter. Great. I mean, I imagine they would probably mass arrest anybody around the area. But I also wonder, hang on one second. I mean, I also wonder, like, how extensive of a plan it might have been, to the extent of having fakes running around, of having people that could fit the description. Like, if this is a coordinated effort as opposed to a lone person, completely changes the game plan, I think, from the administration. If they're just mistakenly arresting somebody, then that sounds about right. That sounds about in line with shooter update. Shooter. Not my mistypings. Not my mistypings. Shot at Utah College. Man, what a day, what a day. Not what I thought we were going to be getting when I got on. If it's a coordinated effort, then it will get so much worse. Oh, absolutely. If it's a paid attempt, well, obviously it's George Soros. Haven't you heard of that guy? Obviously it's John Marco, the leftist comedian, funding all of us. There's been groups out there that have been saying that they're just waiting for their time. I mean, the dark corners of the web breeds all sorts of groups, all sorts of chats, all sorts of Discord logs. No, I mean, like the prevalence of like groups out there that, you know, I would say like the number of cosplay groups out there alone, like those who don't actually have any interest in these things actually happening would be like, there's plenty of groups out there. What I'm trying to say is there's plenty of groups out there that play the facade of we are going to, you know, violently overthrow the government. And within all of those groups, there are people that actually take that very seriously. And within those groups, there's also people that have formed their own offsprings of that. And so like, however, like in every situation, you're going to have people that are really there for the cause and people that are not. And you see this along the same lines with like Nazi Germany. You have the Nazis who are squeamish and need to go over into the gas chamber and press a button and have a unattachment method from the murderings of the Jews. And then you have the Nazis that are really excited about it, and then are really excited to murder the Jews because they're psychopaths and sociopaths. You see the same thing in the police force. You know, you have police that are there who, you know, the good apples that are trying to do their jobs and want to make a difference. But then you have genuinely people who are psychopaths in the police force who use it as an opportunity to inflict violence. Like in every group, you're going to have people that are there for these purposes. And I don't necessarily fear the size of these groups. My fear more so lies with the way in which those groups will be depicted by the government. You know, saying like this leftist group online is leftist, therefore every leftist needs to be arrested. I feel bad for the actual good cops. Oh, absolutely. I say air quotes around good cops because like it's a bad system, but you know, I remember growing up around like 7 years old watching TV thinking I want to watch, or I want to become a police officer so I can defend my community. I got out of that personal mindset, I think, as I continued growing up, but I can see somebody sticking with that and wanting to, you know, go in and make a change. And then, you know, they get there and all of a sudden they're bullied because they say like, hey, wait a minute, why are we arresting this person when they didn't do anything wrong? And then, you know, it's an entire police force that bullies and ostracizes them for not getting in line with the Nazism. Like they're victims, but also like, and to the same extent, a lot of the time, the people that are bullying them are also victims. Most of these groups are Reagan-era Republicans, Afghan or Iraq and whatnot vets. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of groups that, you know, the paramilitary groups that live out in what state am I thinking of? Colorado. Not me pulling up a map of the U.S. Geography was one of my weakest subjects. I always hated geography. Out in Idaho, Nevada, Wisconsin. There's plenty of like paramilitary groups out there that have like you said, been waiting for the day, either with the idea of, you know, we've got to take down Obama because the Democrats are going to be taking over, or we've got to end it all because neither the Democrat Party or the Republican Party are going to be a part of a functioning system that we want. We've got to dismantle everything. Like there's like, again, like paramilitary types. I think there's definitely some cosplayers in those ranks that, you know, want to go out in the same way that you would see military reenactors. I feel like they're like the Venn diagrams closing in on a circle on itself. But there's absolutely people in those ranks that are very much there because they're hopeful of the day that they finally get to turn their guns on the pearly white halls of justice that mark our capital. Northern Idaho is a place that police refuse to enter. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. I mean, I imagine it's also just like pretty easy to remain lawless up there. Like heavy foliage area, heavy hard land, dense forested land. It's also like a lot of federally protected land, as that's a lot of our old growth. And so like you can't just go in and clear out where the paramilitaries have set all their booby traps and shit. Yeah, a lot of shit goes down. A lot of paramilitaries are based. I mean, that makes complete sense. I've seen Twilight. I know what that area looks like up there. It's just nothing but hard, wet, dense, overgrown forests. And again, a lot of those forests have federal protection, so they can't be cleared out. Or for now, or previously have had federal protection. We'll see how long that lasts before we start getting rid of it all. Yeah, like the idea of this being a coordinated attack, even if if it's a coordinated attack, like what are the odds that they paint, like let's say it's a Republican group that commits the crime, it's a Republican group that did this thing. What are the odds that they go along with saying it's a Republican group versus just saying like, oh well, it's just like it's just the left taken in the wrong way, so it's just the left, and we need to arrest all the left is the thing. I am here to troll leftists and chew bubblegum, and I am all out of bubblegum. Go eat some rocks then. Go eat some rocks. Nice mess, right? Truly a lovely one. Standard communist diet, rocks and dirt. Is that because the capitalists salted and burned their crops and then salted their fields in measure to make sure that nothing could be grown there again, to starve out the communists as they were losing gain on their land? Oh, we have a true believer here. Yeah, all right, go kick rocks. And the standard diet of fascists is bullets and fire. I think it's actually, if memory serves, semen and testicles. The trick is you got to the trick to being a good fascist is you've got to really learn to stretch out your throat, so that way you can really take Uncle Sam Shaft all the way down. That's the secret they don't want to tell you. We'll give Han Fixer Cabellin one more shot to give me a laugh. Give me a laugh before I boot you. I would love for one funny comment to be made. Well, you have to accept plenty of silence all dissent. Colt is real. Okay, cool. You're unoriginal and unfunny. Get out of here. Tee-hee. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like when I am online and dealing with people, authenticism, the way in which they are not authentic is very tiring for me, and I'm losing my patience with it. And I have 7 people. I have 7 people in here at any given time, as opposed to looking at like Hassan having 50,000 people. Anyway, so that's really fun. Any more news on that's live. Any more news on Charlie Kirk? Because I'm coming up to the end of my stream here today. Charlie or Kirker. When they rebuild Charlie Kirk as the $6 billion man, I vote we all call him Charlie or Kirker. Nothing as of a minute ago. Still waiting on updates. Thank you. I appreciate the help. Charlie or Kirker. What's the Google day today? DNA day? Good old DNA. I've been watching the Alien show on Hulu. There's a new Alien show on Hulu. It's pretty enjoyable. I've been having fun with it. I don't know if there's any horror fans out there, but it's a decently riveting show. It's got some fun biology. It's got some fun scenes. Trigger warning, if you watch it, there is a scene with a sheep. If you see the sheep, I recommend looking away until the bad noises are gone. But that's my personal opinion. That's my personal squeamishes. If you don't mind seeing a sheep attacked, then have at it. It was much worse than the goat in Jurassic Park being attacked. Ruining the Goosebumps reboot. Dude, the Goosebumps reboot was so sad. I was so excited for what's his name too. The main actor that was in it. I'm blanking on his name. He's the funny guy. Goosebumps reboot actor, the funny guy. Not David Schwimmer. Do you hear a dog, Ozzy? Not David Schwimmer. Justin Long. Justin Long. That's his name. They literally set up a season 2 only to basically say that it was too hard to write a full show. Incredible. I'll never forgive Netflix for what they did to The Witcher. I loved that show, The Witcher, and then they ruined it. Got rid of Henry Cavill. I mean, it was already going downhill before they got rid of Henry Cavill, but it only decreased after that. Things only went downhill from there. I don't know if you watched Stranger Things. The last season of Stranger Things is coming out soon. Excited about watching that one. Excited about watching that one for sure. Shot, Face the Nation. Yeah, it looks like nothing too much is coming out at the moment. Everything's just reacting to the news and coming out as live, so that's probably all we're going to be getting for a while. It's actually a full adaptation. Oh, the Narnia show. That sounds interesting. I wasn't too big on the Chronicles of Narnia. I think I read the first 3, and then I think I read like the 7th or something like that. But I'm absolutely interested in a series for it. I was also disappointed with the Rings of Power. I never watched season 2 for that show, but it was just a little bit like I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. I've got several tattoos of it, and I always loved the story, and I always loved specifically the movies growing up, the practical effects from everything, the way they ran the movies and made them, ensuring like allowing for a really good suspension of disbelief and a really good enjoyment of the movie that I lost in the future films, between the Hobbit series, between the Rings of Power series, and I think that a large part of that was due to the use of CGI. Like I look at and maybe this is again me just being a boomer, but I look at like the Jurassic Park movies, for example. Like I think like the first Jurassic Park really holds up. Like the T-Rex from the first Jurassic Park movie, it holds up. Like it's mostly a puppet and there's some CGI, but compared to like actual, like almost entirely CGI created dinosaurs that we have now with the Chris Pratt movies and whatnot. November 26th next year, Magician's Nephew comes out. Oh, that's exciting. That was one of the ones I read, because that was I think that was the one I was thinking was the 7th one. Didn't that book come out? It was like the 7th or 11th book, but it was actually the prequel to the entire series. Magicians was the first. Okay. I'm rewriting my own timeline then. I did read Magician's Nephew though, incredible book. Ooh, Emma McKay. I'm still upset that it's not going to be Hunter Schafer as the Legend of Zelda. Oh my God, I know, right? I was pulling it up, like, not for like, oh my God, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why are we not why are we not making this happen? That was a big disappointment to see happen. And exciting news, I think the big plan for tonight is to watch the Demon Hunter movie. I don't know if you've seen it yet. No, not Demon Hunter, WoW. The K-pop Demon Hunters. I don't know if you've seen this one yet, but there's a song called Golden that's gone viral from it. That's incredible, but I've heard this movie is wonderful to see. Apparently, Sony released it with almost no advertisements for it whatsoever. Cast for Magician's Nephew is out. Let's see who's in it. Cast for Magician Nephew. I need to go back and finish the Disney. I don't really like watching Disney, but go back and watch Disney's oh my gosh, Lightning Thief. I never finished the Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson. I need to go back and finish that. Emma McKay. Right. Ooh. Nope. There we go. Thank you, IMDb. You are much more helpful. Much more helpful. Boo. Is this the cast list? Oh, no, that's not it. Oh, no, this isn't it. Is it Midsummer Murders? Is that it? Emma McKay, Carey Mulligan, David McKenna. Okay, it was Beatrice Campbell. I love Beatrice Campbell. What did I see Beatrice Campbell in? Phoenician Scheme. That was it. Phoenician Scheme. That looks cute. That looks like the right setting as well. All right. More things to look forward to. Filming the first 2 books at the same time, but I'm not sure. Something to look forward to. How exciting. We love content. We love a reason to keep on going. Whether it's Narnia, whether it's One Piece, whatever gets you up in the morning and keeps you from pearly white gates. That's all we need. Let's see, what time is it? 4:30 almost. What else is going on? There was straw hats that were pulled up all across Indonesia during the Indonesian protests. During the Indonesian riots.
The Straw Hat Pirates flag from One Piece has become a protest symbol in Indonesia ahead of the country's 80th Independence Day. But what's really behind this movement? As Independence Day approaches, the flag has gone viral across the country. People are flying it alongside, or even in place of, the national flag. For many, it's more than just a fandom trend. It's a creative protest against the current state of the government. In the anime,
series has
the
never
flag
been fully
represents
adapted.
freedom,
No, I think the main thing that I ever consumed from it was the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe growing up. I'm sure you know the one I'm talking about. I'm sure you know the one. Which is good. I always loved that movie. You know, I don't think it's necessarily the best adaptation I've ever seen from a book. But I thought it was fine for a movie. 2 by Disney, 1 by Fox. That's right. They did go back and make more of them. I forgot. I remember they came out with the boat one. See, like, especially after, like, the first one felt like true and the first one felt good, but after that I remember the movies, they felt more like like the original Percy Jackson series for me. Like, it felt more like a cash grab. I mean, following the books is always my preference. Obviously we're boycotting it, but the readaptation of the Harry Potter series that's coming out, how gross! Just because you want to get away from the actors that shit talk you because you're like the worst person around. Just because you're the most unlikable person in the world, you want to create a whole new project without them. I really hope that flops. It's going to be so funny, and I can't wait for once they to really start convincing people not to watch it. I've been working on my Harry Potters are garbage. How can you redo it without Rickman? Oh my God, right? Like the number one contender I've heard for the new shape is Kylo Ren. What's his name? Kylo Ren was played by Adam Driver. There he is, Adam Driver. Like, that's the best contender for Snape that I've heard of, and I'm not necessarily upset about it. I don't mind Adam Driver as an actor. I think he's perfectly fine, but like, he can't do Rickman. He can't do Rickman. But yeah, like I complain about Harry Potter a lot. I think it's just because I get annoyed with how many people love Harry Potter, and I just have issues with it as a whole. And I say that as somebody who grew up loving Harry Potter and like having trivia contests at lunch with my friends. We would ask each other like the hardest Harry Potter questions that we could think of to see who knew the content better. But like the more I've learned about the world and the further I've gotten in media literacy as well as just like content literacy, the more I'm just sort of grossed out by the whole of it. Everyone said that the people who play the characters in the movie are those characters. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I've got some slight issues with some of the trio. None with Emma Watson whatsoever. Emma Watson is incredible. And I don't really have problems with Rupert Grint or Daniel Radcliffe. I more so have problems with the way that the movies were written, the way the direction went, specifically towards like movie 7, when it was the three of them on their own. I thought a lot of those scenes were misplayed and mischaracterized from the books. But I always go back to just getting really annoyed about the fact that at the end, Harry Potter just became a fucking cop. Like he was just fine with the fact that the systems that be the liberal institutions that pretend that they're high and mighty while they have their entire livelihoods built on the back of the enslaved house elves, on a misclassing of the goblins. Thoughts and prayers for Charlie. That's all the president wants us to do is give him thoughts and prayers. When they bring him back as the Bionic Man, we're going to be calling him Charlie or Betterer. Or sorry, what was it? Charlie or Kirkier. That was it. But like Harry Potter becoming a cop at the end, like you're fine with all these liberal institutions remaining in the way that they are, so long as you don't have to go about the change. Meanwhile, Hermione is actually doing things and is like fighting for the rights of house elves still to their day, whatever you want to say it as. I know Charlie personally. I think the word you're looking for is new. You knew Charlie personally. He was your aunt's neighbor. You got that one right. Well, that's wild. Thoughts and prayers to him. I'm more interested in the aftermath and what the administration is going to do in response than the actual shooting itself, I think. But yeah, like Harry just becoming a cop was annoying for me. The Ministry of Magic staying the way it was. It's very liberal coded, as opposed to like being willing to break down the institutions that allowed these things to take place. Like, as far as I know, the Daily Prophet is still totally fine, despite the fact that they led a mass lie campaign against the entire populace of the country. But as far as we know, the Daily Prophet is still the main like news center of the world. There's just a lot of wishy-washy liberal takes in Harry Potter that I get annoyed by, and recommend other people read One Piece instead, because One Piece is really good and willing to say that slavery is bad. Then you know how much of a slime bag he is. He looks like the new Victory Bell. He looks like Mega Victory Bell. That's Victory Bell. He's got the same little face. He's got the same tiny little face. Ozzy agrees. How funny. How funny. I think Ozzy needs to go outside. And I think it has been a fun stream today, everybody. But seeing as how there aren't really more updates coming out, I hope everybody stays well. I hope everybody stays safe. I think I'm going to go ahead and hop off for today. Mattnology, thanks for following. Rocky Winner, thanks for following. I really appreciate. Oh, hey Jessica, thanks for following. I appreciate you all joining along for the journey and hanging out with me today. It was certainly better because of you here. Certainly made for a better environment. Ozzy. Do you want to come say bye to everybody? Let me get Oswald so we can say bye. Okay. Come here, Ozzy. It's time for your walk. First, we got to say bye to everybody, though. Come here. Up. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Oh, good. Thanks, everybody, for joining today. I hope everybody stays safe out there. Hope everybody stays well. I'll probably be streaming in tomorrow. But until then, I'll try to... Oh, God. I'm going to take care of this guy. Stay safe, everybody. Bye. Where's my mouse? Bye.